Okay, so the camper is leaving. Um, like, bye bye for good. Um, there's some. Okay, this has kind of been a thought that's gotten bounced around as far as them getting rid of it for a little while. But one of the things is kind of feeling with it because like this week it's all at once had some kind of urgency attached to it and we had to get rid of it like immediately. It's like, okay, why? And night before last, my mom was trying to get my dad to get all the shit out of it so they could take it yesterday to the place to sell it. And it's like, we're already out of daylight at this point. Why is this so pressing right this second? And he was talking about having to get all this paperwork for it and all this stuff organized and figured out where everything is so they can give that to the place they're selling it to. And eventually she kind of, gave up on it for that day. But it was still something that had to happen. It's like the sense that I get from it. Okay, I mentioned last week I was doing some shuffling of things in my room and was kind of just thinking to myself and had the thought of, I'm ready for the stuff that's meant to be in my life. The people, the friends, the love and friendship, the new location, the career, like all the things. It's like I'm ready for the stuff that I feel like has all been blocked from me because of the family situation, right? And it's like, and if I have to walk away from everything with this family to get there, I'm ready to do that. I'm so sick of the bullshit, right? So, I think that was Saturday, probably, when I was thinking about that. And, there were just a couple things that seemed immediately like the universe patting me on the back saying, good job, this is this is what you need to do, right? And I feel like part of the sudden urgency on the camper stuff was more so my mom could regain a sense of control somewhere because my brother's not cooperating with her like he was raised to do, and I haven't been cooperating with her like I was raised to do. We started setting boundaries and pushing back and not just going along blindly with every stupid thing she comes up with for us to do, because we were realizing it was, literally just a control thing. And I feel like the camper situation, why it was so pressing, is she's trying to take back control somewhere, because my dad loved that thing. And when they got it, okay, the excuse they have for why they're getting rid of it was because they got it so Gracie could go with them. They got it so their two friends that they had done everything with for we used to spend a lot of time with them, Karen and Mike. Mike died back in March last year, and so obviously they won't be going camping with them. So, now that Gracie's moving to Oklahoma with her mom and dad in the next couple months, her mom will be going this month, but I think she and my brother are probably going to stay and try to finish out the school year, because they don't close on the house out there until the end of May anyway. So it's like, well, if that's the soonest they can get it, then that'd be a lot, having them all three stay with her brother for a month and a half. I don't know what's going to work of it. I think the bigger thing is if my brother stays here, it'll be time to still sell some of the stuff that they still have here. And, while they still have the house that he and Gracie will be able to stay in with the dogs for a little bit, and might make some of the shifting process easier, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so the camper was this huge deal, and I really feel like it was just so she can feel like she still has some control somewhere. And I feel like it came up, especially since, I finally just set that intention to the universe with, if this is what I need to let go of to let the good stuff come in, I am ready. Let's go. Let's get to the good stuff, right? And yeah, so it sounds really stupid and petty, but it's just, I see little things she's doing that kind of feel like she's trying to bait me into having some kind of reaction or whatever. And example, Monday, she and my dad picked Gracie up from school and brought her back here. They came back here. I think they had a couple things to do, and everybody needed a potty break, and Gracie wanted food first. But then they were going to the little ice cream shop in town. And Gracie was all excited, and she saw me when they got here, and she was like, come go with us. It's like, okay. I'm always down for ice cream, whatever. And so we all went, right? Yesterday, they went straight over. Okay, the other part of the Monday thing was they had to stop at the insurance, no, not insurance, the tax place, and pick up my grandma's taxes because they were finished. So they did that, and then we went and got the ice cream. I was in a great mood. And I don't know what all it was that day, but I was just feeling really good. And was I was playing with the radio in the car, found music I loved, and was kind of bopping along. And Gracie was in a good mood. And yeah, it was like, I turned it on the 90s station. And I remember one of the songs that was on was Lump by Presidents of the United States of America. And I don't remember what the other one was. But Gracie was asking me questions about the music and then looking at like the names that were coming up on the thing and whatnot. So we were having a little conversation about this. And she was kind of dancing in the back seat a little bit too. And she had Pepper back there with her. And mine stayed at home, my dogs. But we were both we were in a really good mood, right? And when we got to the ice cream place, the girl took our order at the window, and when they were making the food, this other girl from one of the other windows, because we were at the drive-thru, and then there were like 3 other windows that are walk-up. Well, 2 that you put your order in, and 1 that you pick your food up. And one of the girls from one of the other windows got really excited and like came over and was just going on and on about how much she loved my hair. And I told Ben, it's like, I feel like when I'm in a good mood and it's kind of noticeable, that's more likely to bring those kind of responses with the people that are really excited to tell me they love my hair or my outfit or whatever. And, whereas if I'm not feeling good, then yeah, this compliments still come sometimes, but not near as much as like when I'm in a really good bubbly mood. And then it's almost like it's kind of magnetic, right? So when that happened, it felt like my mom was kind of pissy. And I think obviously part of that is because she's the one that does my hair most of the time. And it's the issue is that, like if we go to the store and somebody's bragging on my hair and, we're standing there together, as soon as we start to walk away, then she's like, "You're welcome." And it's always something. And that one, like, I didn't even acknowledge her at that point. I was just kind of blowing it off. So I think she was annoyed at that, but I've talked about how she's the kind that if I wear something that she got me, especially with the tie-dyed shirts that she just absolutely loves, which I like tie-dye. It's not that I don't like it. The thing is, every single time I wear something that she got me, there's this hoodie that's tie-dyed that's like the biggest one right now. Every time I put it on, even if it's just to go outside for like, 5 minutes to play ball with kids or something. Make sure I didn't get a reaction. Oh, yeah. The eyes are open. She knows I'm talking to my phone again, so it's not going to happen right now. But like as soon as I put that shirt on, then I walk into the room, then she just goes on, she just stops and it's like, "I really liked that one." It's like, "Yes, I know. I hear every single time I have it on. I hear how much you liked it." Like I'm supposed to, like I'm supposed to say, "Oh, thank you so much for getting me this thing," that it's like, I can't do anything without some sort of jab about how she was responsible for it. And I talked about back in the fall that I was really getting to a point where I didn't want her to help me with my hair anymore. And I feel like there's a really good chance things will be shifting favorably and quickly, like on me getting out of here sometime around June. So I don't feel bad about, she'll probably help me with it a couple more times. And likewise, she could always say no if she wanted to. The thing is, she doesn't want to say no because she wants to remind me that I couldn't do my hair these colors. I need her assistance to do it. It's like, well, one of these days I'll be able to pay somebody else to do it. And then it won't be a problem. In the meantime, however we got started on it, she might bitch about it a little more than she used to now. But she still wants to do it from the standpoint of she wants the acknowledgement somewhere along the line. Like when the random people say they love my hair, she wants to be able to say, "I did that," and if it wasn't for everything else, it wouldn't be a problem. But then there's everything else, so then it's kind of like, fuck this noise, right? And I'm going to pause this real quick. All right, we've complicated our situation because there's a Peppy on the bed. So whenever she's done on the bed, I'm going to have to put her on the floor. She could possibly make it. I'm not trying to get the little fat dog to hurt herself. Put that up, dude. Gross. I don't know what his deal is. But yeah. So yeah, back to the story. Monday, this was kind of the thing, right? So it felt like, because I didn't even look at her or anything after the girl said she liked my hair. I said thank you and we moved on, right? But it felt like she was just kind of silently, energetically speaking, it felt like there was kind of a knife in my back kind of a thing, or she was trying to find a way to have access to me to be able to do that kind of a thing. And yeah. So yesterday, actually, before then, so then it was a big deal that we were coming back to the house after we got the ice cream. And so the people that didn't want to go to grandma's house didn't have to go to grandma's house, right? Which I think is also largely code for so she can talk shit about me to my grandma because I'm not cooperating, because I'm a little ungrateful bitch or whatever she's inserting viewpoints on. Like I said, I know my family very well, and that is what they do, is they talk shit about you behind your back if they're mad at you for any reason. So yes, I think that is very likely what was going on. Anyway, Gracie also didn't want to go. Now, she's been over there recently. My mom, like I said, she stayed with us all weekend, so my mom took her over there a couple times. And it was kind of like the opportunity, we're trying to get the little kid to spend time with the bitter old woman who can latch on her toxic energy and, try to suck the life out of the child now. Yeah. So Gracie and I didn't go. So we stayed over here, and I discovered new music. I was really excited. Okay, so there is, I don't remember how I came across the one song. There's a song called Wicked by Pisk and Little Violet. And I don't remember if it was something, I think what happened on that one was my brother sent me a link to a song on Spotify that was like electro swing kind of a thing. And it was, is the band name might be Tape 5? I don't remember. But it was a song that Gracie really loved, and he sent it to me a couple years ago, and I think because of that, I got this other song that I just absolutely loved. And it's on a bunch of playlists, like the skate playlist, the dance playlist, all these things. And I love it so much, right? So since I was in a good mood, and I really love like the swing type music when I'm in a good mood, because it's real easy to bop along to. Gracie wanted to play Barbies, so we were kind of doing that, and mainly I was playing DJ. Or she had a ballerina Barbie that she was having a recital or something, so it's like, ooh, let me find music. This is something I can do without like sitting on the floor, and I don't know, otherwise, I don't know what to, the playing thing's kind of a weird thing for me, and I think largely because of how my childhood was. Where I'm at now, I get made fun of if I'm playing with the kid, in some kind of way, and I don't know. Just the fact that I have the dogs that I do and the connection with my dogs that I do, because we're extremely trauma bonded. I will not try to say anything else. We are very much trauma bonded because we were all in that shitty situation together, right? They helped me. They were the reason I got out of it as I was finally able to. Because, that I mentioned that there was that incident where my ex knew that I was leaving and got to he had this point where he said that I just needed to get laid and then I would stick around. It's like, and then he tried to force himself on me, and I shoved him back, and then like all three dogs like jumped to my aid, and Gidget's laying across my chest. Taz was standing over my waist and Ziva was standing over my feet. And Ziva and Taz were just like snarling at him and kind of snapping and all that stuff. And I saw my ex kind of shift where it's like he was poking at them to try to get them to bite him. So, I had that intuitive voice that popped into my head and said, they're doing their job protecting you. It is now your job to protect them. It is time to go, right? So it's like, yes, me and my dogs are very connected. And yes, there is a bit of trauma bonding there. And I frequently get made fun of here for that, because of my parents. So, or by my parents. So, yeah. So anyway, back to the music. I don't even know why I wandered down that way. But anyway, back to the music. Right. To the music. So, I was listening to... Okay, I remembered the song Wicked. And hold on, Peppy wants off the bed now. I sit back down and we got this going on now. So, yeah. So anyway, I was looking at this one playlist and I came across this song, Wicked, and I got really excited and it's like, wait a second. I think, I couldn't remember if I looked up Pisk before or not, but I really liked that song. She's digging her toes in. We will in a little bit, I promise. But yeah, I decided to look him up on Spotify, right? So I'm looking through other music and I just start looking for the things that seem interesting. Okay. Now, I mentioned that 819 follows me around a lot, right? So one of the songs had 819,200 and some plays. I was like, well, there's my number again. So clearly I meant to see this one, right? So I click on the song, fell in love with the song. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to it just since I found it on Monday. But it is great. It is, it's called Morning Light. It's by Pisk, Jamie Berry, and Octavia Rose. I think that's the name. And I love this song. And of course, it was kind of, you don't have to lick everything off of me. Don't need to smell like dog butt. Had the, essential oil type stuff. It's like a perfumey thing, but less perfumey and more essential oily type things. But it's the one I have on is one of my favorites. It's Sage Goddess. Hecate is the scent. And every time I put anything on, she's just like, let me help you with getting that off of you. I don't want it off of me. I like it. But anyway, so yeah, I found the song. It had one of my numbers on it. So I was all about it. Well, I mean, I was all about listening to it. Then I just fell in love with the song. So it's amazing. And yeah. I've listened to some of his other music too, and there's been a few things that I've kind of gotten into. I've followed a bunch of people that because of what I've been listening to, but it's like I think I go through phases where I get so into one thing that I forget about everything else for a while. So then now that I've happened back into the electro swing stuff, it's like I forgot how much I just loved swing music in general. And that day I was even going back to some other stuff that I used to listen to. I had this one CD. Okay. There's one song in particular, and I'm pretty sure it was Dizzy Gillespie. But the song and the CD were called Ooo-shoo-be-do-be. And I looked it up on Spotify the other day and wasn't really finding what I was wanting. I found the song, but a completely different version of it. But then it's like is it somebody else? Like, I can see the CD even. It was like black and white. I don't know. But I was looking for this, but then just the way I do, wander down the rabbit hole and then get lost in other things, basically like my storytelling. And I might start at point A and then get to like point V. And then somewhere along the line, remember the actual point that I started with, and try to wrap it back up and, bring it back together, kind of a thing. But anyway, I was looking for that and I couldn't find it. But then just some of the names that were coming up, it's like, I haven't listened to these people in a long time. And, I don't know how many of them were even alive at any point in my lifetime, but I really got into the music. But one of the things that I came across was kind of a play on okay, so I found this one artist called Duke Skellington, and it's like, that makes me think Duke Ellington, right? So just kind of the play on it, everything. But like, I started down this path, and then I was listening to like big band and swing and like getting all into that stuff, and Gracie seemed to kind of enjoy it to some extent. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, because I was in a good mood, that was what happened. It's just follow the happiness, and the things that get your attention for some point, and then it's like, oh, I like this a lot more than I would have thought, and I might not have had space for it had I not been in a really good mood. But I feel like, especially since I put that intention out there, that if I have to walk away from this family completely to get to the good stuff, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. So I feel like my mom's not, or I think she's realizing she's not having the access, and I'm really pissing her off because she's not able to bring me back down and put me in my place, if you will. And like, she's not able to like affect my energy like she used to. And so the baiting thing, right? She's looking for something to get to me by. So yesterday, they go and pick up Gracie again, and this time they go get ice cream and don't say anything to me about it, right? Don't bring anything, all that stuff. And I knew it was specifically because she's been pissed at me because she knows her access to my energy is going away and she's not happy about it. And so I feel like part of the urgency with getting rid of the camper is because, two of her main sources of supply for her keeping everybody in their place, she's lost because I'm detaching and my brother is getting ready to move. He's pretty damn detached. Obviously, she's still poking and, trying to find her way back in. But that's what the whole ice cream thing felt like yesterday, because Monday I was in a good mood. And then the girl at the window was all excited to tell me how much she loved my hair. And then, I was still in a good mood. And then by the time, my mom and dad went over to my grandma's house, and my mom was doing her daughterly duty of paying all the bills and whatnot, which, fine, obviously it needs to happen. But at the same time, even that feels like it's kind of a jab too, because I don't do what I'm supposed to anymore. I was raised to continue taking care of, to take over the things that, as she and my dad switch into older and not doing so well for themselves, I'm supposed to just drop everything, not have a life, and forever give them my energy for their toxic, childish behavior. I'm not going to do it. It's like I've literally wasted my entire life not being able to have anything that I really loved or was passionate about, because my family, thrives on pissing all over the good things. Like go back to the bear again. I will always go back to the bear because it's the one that really made me present day realize why I've had all the self-sabotaging tendencies. And like the writing, I know I'm supposed to write, and that is like a big part of my path in life. But then like I think about the stuff that I posted on Vocal Media back in like 2021. A lot of it was not that good. And it was literally me trying to stand in my own way. Why? Because I know writing is something I'm supposed to be doing. And there are times I know that I am good at it. There are times when I have been able to really get into something, and like the one I'm thinking about was I had a paper that I was writing in seminary. Couldn't tell you now what it was even about, but the editing process and how I kept coming back to certain things and pulling other things in, like I was having fun with the process. It's like I haven't enjoyed writing this much, maybe ever. But something about like making it better and getting it like more polished, I guess, was really exciting to me. And it's like, when it came to the Vocal Media stuff, it was, I started to put some things out there, but I was also afraid of them doing anything worthwhile because I know that's part of what I'm meant to be doing, right? So if I, okay, like there were a couple things that were like for writing contest type things. It's like that, like I said, that bear right there. I would not have submitted that picture to the zoos contest if there would have been a prize attached to it. Because everything that I've had that's been for me in my lifetime, my family has literally tried to piss all over it and, show me I'm not supposed to do anything worthwhile, right? So I submitted the picture. That tiger's mine too. I submitted those pictures to the contest and the bear won. So that one in particular is the one that came out of it was the centerfold for the Zoo magazine. But if there would have been a prize, I would have automatically, I wouldn't have put in for it, period. Because I automatically would have just shifted into the thinking of, I'm not worthy to win anything. It's like, fuck that noise. Where did that come from, Mom? And yeah. So I feel like, ultimately that's the biggest part of this whole journey for me. I've talked about the dream. The twin flame stuff is why I started the YouTube channel to begin with. And of course, starting out, I wouldn't touch that topic with a 10-foot pole because I didn't want to sound crazy. But the reason I started it was because I had that sense of he had to be in some kind of spotlight so I could find him, but then how would he be able to find me? So I started doing the thing. and I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing with it. You know, I had some tangent that I just rambled through for my About Me thing for my channel. And I said something about healing process. And then when I revisited the idea, it's like, what am I supposed to be doing here? It's like, I already know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm supposed to be working on the healing process and talking my way through things that I wouldn't have been able to before, you know? And like I said, it's my talk therapy. So, you know, I've talked many times about how the I think it was the third video that I did. God, Buddha, shut up. I think it was the third video that I did for my channel. It was the one where my dad had called me a dumb bitch. And like I cried part of the way through the video and was just like, I remember saying something to the effect of, I fucking hate my life, or I'm sick of my life, or something. And a lot of the first phase videos, I don't really remember much of. I know the very first one I did not put back up when I deleted them. I mentioned that I deleted everything when I'd done the thing. I think I had between 7 and 10 videos, and I was starting to have fun with it. But then I kind of got like really exhausted and wiped out for a while, and it's like, I got to step back. And it was because I had expanded so far beyond what I thought I was capable of that, you know, having done this thing a little bit made me realize that what I believed to be true of myself wasn't the case. It was just like what I'd been conditioned into, right? So I took some time off, and from like, I think mid-December till March. Now in February, I had started thinking I needed to get back into doing videos, but I was dragging my feet about it, you know, because I still wasn't really sure about the direction and what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I had this dream where I was in the bathroom stall, and this girl was sitting outside of the stall on the floor, and she said, you need to start sharing the story you already have to share before more of your mission will be revealed. And obviously, since I was feeling like I was supposed to be going back into the YouTube thing, that felt very much like, hey, do the thing again. Stop threatening to do the videos and start doing the videos again, right? And then when I came back, they were a little more erratic at some level. They've been all over the place. And a lot of it has been, I've cried through so many videos because, you know, a lot of it has been like actually processing through things like the toxic relationship with my father, the way the shitty beliefs that I had been conditioned into had led me down all these paths where I was the one that got hurt from them. It's like, not having boundaries only hurt me. But I didn't realize, you know, because I was born to this family, right? So my life, I didn't know boundaries were a thing. I didn't know that I had to actively protect myself because at some level it seemed like that was something that, uh-oh, that looks like the camper might be coming back. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably, which that's a whole thing. Why is that the case? It is indeed coming back. That'll be interesting. But then I'll probably need to wrap this up quicker. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, but yeah, like, if she's calling me, I'm not going to answer. Let me just put this on hold and see what's happening real quick. So, more drama there. And I'm not trying to go along with it. So, the camper is apparently, it had a corner that was tweaked on it, and so they won't buy it back. And they have to go in another direction. But she's trying to bait me with some other stuff, and I'm not going along with it. But I'm going to wrap this up because they're back home for now. And I'm going to go ahead and walk my dogs. So, as always, I appreciate you. Until next time. See ya.